Welcome to the BSBLR Show, guys. I'm your host, DR. Today's guest, guys, we got a great one. Guy who's been there, done that. 10-year big league vet, 2019 MLB All-Star. That's pretty cool. Guy who went from Tommy John as a teenager to one of the best closers in all of baseball. Pitched for the Yankees, Tigers, Braves, Dodgers, Cubs, and shoved. Welcome to the show today, Shane Greene. How we doing today, man?
Isn't it Green, brother? How we doing? How we doing?
You good? We good, man. Everything's good. Weekend's here. Not too upset. Not too. Everything's pretty good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's a nice Friday.
Hey, can't complain, man. Can't complain. You were just running around doing some wedding venue stuff, some fun stuff there, man. So hopefully we can keep that going here. Some fun, good talks here. So first, we're gonna start with the baseball or blitz. So how this works, man? Home run if you love it. Strikeout if you don't. Jeffrey Jan's celebration as a pitcher. Love it or don't. Homer.
Walk off homer.
Talk to me.
So if you would ask me that question 10 years ago, I might have had a different answer, but I think it's good for baseball, and I've also played in the DR, and it's it's just different down there, man. I mean, it means more, and the boys are having fun, and you can, if anything, even if you don't like it, if it's a strikeout for you, you got to at least respect it, because he's going to be himself regardless, because he has a lot of pressure to not do it that way, and he doesn't care, so you got to respect that he's going to be himself regardless. And to me, at this point, anything that brings more fun to the game, more eyeballs to the game is good for the game. So I'm all for it.
When did you start seeing that change? So you said like a decade ago, you'd have been like, nah, man, that's not how we do things. When did that start changing?
Probably like 2016, 17, it was starting to transition a little bit. But really, as in my opinion, as social media got more prevalent, things like that got more prevalent, mainly because the youth started getting more involved in more stuff. Whereas baseball is America's pastime, it was also kind of stuck in the past. End zone dances have been a thing forever.
Yeah.
So it's why hasn't a homer dance been a thing? I don't. So I'm all for it. Again, it kind of goes to at the beginning of Stroman's career, I feel like he was kind of the first guy that was doing some things that people weren't that happy with. But since the beginning of that, even I didn't even know Stro that well, but I knew that to stay in your lane and continue to do that and on the biggest stage while getting the most criticism, you have to have the utmost confidence, number one, and then number two, you're putting a target on your back, obviously, but to be able to go out there and continue to perform with that target on your back, I think that people that are doing that kind of stuff, they almost need that target, so they want the target. I could never do it that way, but you have to respect the person that can.
No, I love that, man. And I saw it. I mean, obviously you're tapping into that side a little bit now. I saw you at the Cosmic Baseball. What was that like, man?
Dude, the Cosmic Baseball was crazy. I obviously went into it knowing that it was going to be kind of a show or kind of a gimmick or whatever, but I didn't really know what to expect. I had met a couple of the players actually through TikTok, just going live and seeing them live and whatever, just BSing with the boys. And the atmosphere was way better than I could have ever imagined. I mean, they sold out the Whitecap Stadium in Grand Rapids. And then so I was kind of under the impression that the whole game was glow in the dark, but it's not. So it's the first 3 or 4 innings are in obviously it's twilight because the sun's going down, but it's not dark yet. And then they have an intermission, and then after intermission they cut the lights off, and everything's the whole game. The rest of the game's glow in the dark. So they have an awesome system, and the second that the lights are out and it's all glow in the dark, I've never experienced anything close to that. And I was telling them, I actually, the first inning that we played with the full glow in the dark, I was in the booth upstairs with the commentator, and the view from up there, looking down at the stadium with everything glow in the dark and the home run derby in between innings was insane. So I told him right away, I'm as soon as you guys are in big league stadiums, this thing's gonna go crazy.
Could you imagine? You just
It's gonna go crazy, man. So I'm super excited for those guys. They have an awesome group of people over there as well. I just showed up and felt like one of the guys right away. They got a building filled with homies over there, so it was awesome. But the atmosphere was way, way, way better than I could have ever imagined.
No, that's great. Where would you like put it in like the banana ball versus cosmic? Like, what's the separation between those two, you think?
So I haven't experienced a banana game. I'm actually on the books. It's supposed to go to Comerica.
Oh,
I don't know if that's supposed to be a secret or not.
that'd be sick, man.
Yeah, but so I will get the experience then. But from the outside looking in, I think that potentially bananas, I believe, is much more of like a show. Like they're very much a show with like the singing and the dancing, and even like I've seen videos of like artists actually performing in the middle of the game. Cosmic, I believe, is much more baseball. The show is that it's glow in the dark.
Yeah, that's the
If
show.
that
Okay.
if that makes sense. There's not really any performances. Now there's some dancing going on, and like there's definitely entertainment.
Showmanship. Yeah,
Yeah,
showmanship within the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely
Okay.
entertainment, but I think that the game itself potentially is more of a competition.
Totally.
I'm sure the boys that are playing the banana ball want to win
yeah.
because competitors are going to be competitors. So it will be interesting to see that side of it. But I know for sure that Cosmic, like it's very much baseball is the show still. It's just glow in the dark.
I love that. I love that. Switching gears here a little bit. Another baseball or blitz question. The ABS challenge system, home run or strikeout?
Walk off homer.
Walk off homer. Talk to me.
Yeah. So going into it, when they introduced it, I was in AAA. Trying to make my way back to the big league. So I did a full season with it in AAA before it ever became like, oh, it might be in the big leagues thing. But right away, I'm like, the challenge system's unbeatable because it eliminates like the guy who thinks that they're always right. It's like, if you think you're fucking right, then challenge it.
Just tap the helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, like let's see. There's no more bitching. It eliminates the bitching. So I thought it was a hit right away, and I think it's here to stay. The one thing that I do bring up when I'm asked this question is like, there's been one iffy thing for me personally where it's like, I'm not a scientist or a tech guy, but it feels like it can't be easy to make sure that the strike zone in every ballpark is accurate or consistent. I'm sure they've ironed that out. That's why they're doing it. Like I said, I'm just a ball player. I have no idea, but it just feels like to me that there could be some room for error there. Hopefully there's not. And I was just playing in Mexico recently, and I know for sure down there that when they showed the replay on the scoreboard in the Mexican League, the strike zone that's on the scoreboard is not the same strike zone that they're using to overturn the calls. So there's a chance that on the scoreboard it shows a ball, but the umpire is still hearing strike.
That'll be great.
And if that's
gonna incite riots, bro.
Yeah, and if that happens down there, and they got the playoffs going right now, if that happens in the playoffs, they were talking, it's not good.
Yeah, you got to find an alleyway for those umpires to get out of there, man. You got to find a get out of jail free card somewhere that they can get out of town.
No doubt. I assume that the MLB has ironed that out, but if they're dealing with it down there, I mean, it's no small league. They got a lot of money in that league, so I'm not exactly sure how it all works. But
I always think it's interesting because it's based off of height and not like where they are in their stance. And I don't know how you would iron that out entirely, but I'm like, think about that, because it doesn't matter if I'm 6 foot, right? But I crouch down and like I'm Jeff Bagwell, let's say, like super crunched, but it's completely just based off your height. So his zone is going to be different than an Evan Longoria, someone who's just like straight up tall. So I just think that's the interesting part of it. I wonder if that'll mess around or get changed, but I don't know. Our hitters could manipulate that. They'd be like, "Oh, this is the stance I'm going with," and then they're like, "Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna."
I think the most interesting thing about it all is we've seen it this year. Obviously, how many times the pitch is challenged, and it's literally like half an inch. Like that really shows you how good these umpires really are. Everybody makes mistakes. Sure, they blow some calls down the middle or whatever, right over the plate that should be balls or vice versa. But like these calls that are this close. And then it also shows you how good the players are. Like some of these hitters, dude, they know this. It's easier for a pitcher because I'm looking that way. But as the hitter to be standing there and know that it was this far off.
That far off, yeah.
Dude, it's
They're
crazy,
good.
man.
They're good. And that's a great point. And I like when I watch it, I want to watch it without the box. Because I think, and for most fans, I think it would be helpful And just to be like, hey, let's do an inning where it's not there. And just realize how fucking hard it is to be a major league umpire. Because those catchers back there, man, you played with some good ones. Like, they will make that thing look good. And it could miss by this much, you know? So they are good at what they do back there.
No doubt. And as from the pitcher's point of view, it's easier, obviously, because you're seeing the whole thing. But I used to say that all the time. The worst thing they did to baseball was put that box on the screen.
Yeah. Because everyone's a master at home. Everyone's a armchair fucking umpire, man. Everyone's
of course.
Yeah, because they're like, what are you talking about? That nipped the corner of the zone. No one out the field has that fucking box. No one.
Or it's like, why do you swing the bat? What are you swinging at? It's like it's bro, it's easy to hit from the couch. You know?
Totally, bro. I like that, and like it's of course I'm a hypocrite. I scream at my TV here and there too, no question.
No.
But like yeah, it's like whenever I watch a game with someone who's just you know that they haven't watched or played baseball at a level where you're like, okay, buddy, that was a 92-mile-an-hour slider. Like, yes, he's swinging a pitch this far outside, but Shane Greene was spinning that thing, and he was hunting Peter. So, no, 100%.
It's crazy, man. But everybody's allowed to be a fan.
Totally. Fan how you want to fan, absolutely.
Be a fan. Without you, we got nothing.
Absolutely. Now, to take it a step further, robot umpires, home run or strikeout?
Strikeout. I think the challenge system's really good. I think having the human element in the game is a must. But do I think that they will eventually go to the robot zone? I actually think that they will. I just don't necessarily agree with it.
I agree. I'm right there with you. I think what a robot zone entirely would change the catcher position forever, and I don't know if that's exactly what we would want to do.
It'd be like pro wiffle ball. You might as well take the catcher out of there and just put the thing back there, and if you hit it, it's a strike.
And especially because I know I've seen on your page, and for anyone who hasn't checked it out, please check out Shane on Instagram and all of the videos he's putting out on all socials. You're talking about arm injuries and stuff, and especially if we make a robot strike zone, that only makes it harder for the game to change in the velocity direction it is, because then you're only incentivizing like, hey, throw it as hard as you can in this box, instead of like having the pitcher catcher relationship and having that actually like hitting spots. Instead, it's just like, hey, let me tunnel as hard as I can with my 100 miles an hour. And what's that going to do to arm injuries consistently throughout?
Yeah, well, it's going to make the zone smaller, essentially. It's going to be a wiffle ball. If you want to get guys out, you got to make the ball move crazy. That's why wiffle ball does it that way, you know. But the game's forever evolving. Like even the catching position, you know, the guys that were catching when I first got to the big leagues probably still talk shit about the one knee.
Yeah.
You know, and then the guys that are doing the one knee right now in 10 years they're going to be talking shit about whatever they're doing next, you know. So it's like
100%.
It's forever evolving, and the old players are forever going to be a little bitter about what's going on. I think that's just how it goes.
Dude, just spend a day on Twitter, and you'll realize that back in my day, and that's just how it goes.
I catch myself doing it, you know.
Of course, it's hard not to. No, 100%.
It's part of it.
100%, man. Now, kind of talk on your career a little bit. Obviously, you know, a decade in the big leagues, and at a high level. I mean, you weren't just a guy who had a cup of coffee. I mean, a lot of time in the big leagues, but it wasn't always looking like that when you first started out. Take me back to the point of where baseball almost disappeared for you. You had Tommy John very young on in your career. Talk to me about that time then.
So I had TJ after my freshman year in college. If we're going detail for detail, starting from there, it's a lengthy story. So I'll give you the spark notes. I had TJ. For those of you that don't know what SparkNotes is, you're not old enough.
It's ChatGPT now, bro.
Exactly. So I had TJ, the head coach at my school at the time. When he found that I needed TJ, took my scholarship away from me. He told me that I could earn it back when I could pitch again. I didn't love that response, so I told him how I felt about it. He ended up offering me a full ride. I said no. I transferred to Daytona Beach Community College, where I did all my rehab, essentially on my own with my roommate there, who also went to the same school the first year and had TJ a month after me. We transferred together, lived together, did all of our rehab together. I knew a Yankee scout when I was like 8 years old. He was my hitting coach. He was still in AAA playing. Ended up being a family friend. I called him up. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to pitch in this summer league in Florida. Do you know any universities that could come get me out to talk to him? Threw a bullpen for him. It was my third bullpen after surgery. He liked what he saw. Asked me when can I do it again. I threw another one the next week with a cross-checker. They liked it. Threw against hitters the week after that. So it's the first time I faced hitters after surgery. I was at the Yankee complex facing their players in an extended spring training scrimmage. I punched out 2. I was sitting 92 to 94. I got drafted like 10 days later. So it all happened super fast.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely grateful for, being in the right place at the right time and knowing the right people. It opened up a door for me that potentially should have never been open. And then I did my best to make the most of it.
Yeah, and an amazing journey for you, dude. And I was reading up on you, doing my deep digging, and I guess being a minor leaguer sometimes isn't all it's cracked up to be. Talk to me about your summer of cleaning up dog shit.
Where did you see that story, dude? That's good.
That's the Athletic. I heard that. The Athletic.
Yeah. So the guy that I did my rehab with my sophomore year, Matt Collins, he went back to Daytona and then from there transferred to UCF. And then I don't remember if he was playing at UCF or he just got done playing there. It doesn't matter. But the dog show, the National Dog Show, is in Orlando, and the guy who was in charge of like basically the group of men who set the entire place up, like laid down the turf, built the thing, like did set up the entire dog show was set up by these people. And then during the show, you pick up dog shit, and then after the show, you break it all down. He was either an ex minor league player, ex college player. He was very involved in baseball. So whenever he traveled to places, he would hit up the local university's baseball coach and be like, "Hey, I need some guys to build some shit and pick up some shit. You got anybody that wants to make some extra money?" And so he called UCF, and so it was a bunch of UCF guys. And Matt called me like, "Hey, you want to work this dog show?" I'm like, "Say less," because at the time you're making no money. So it was like $1,500 for 9 days cash. I'm like, done. So the boys were there at like 5 in the morning every morning setting it up. And then when the show started, we were there at like 7 in the morning picking up dog shit all day and got paid cash money.
Oh, being a minor leaguer, man. Is that your best minor league story? And does that like sum it up, or what would you say?
No, I got some pretty good ones. It's funny because I was just talking to my wife earlier. I'm like, I need to start sharing more stories. I need to come up with some kind of like title for my story time and set the whole scene, like bedtime stories with like a candle, or once a week I tell a story or whatever. But it's definitely a good one, man. And honestly, there's so many. That's why I want to start telling them, because I forget.
God.
I didn't even think about it. I haven't thought about that in probably 4 years until you brought that up.
That's great.
But it was honestly, that was some of the most fun we ever had, those 9 days, because it's a bunch of baseball guys. We're there early. We work all day. We called ourselves the Poop Patrol, right? And like, you have no idea the atmosphere. You got a bunch of like degenerate baseball players, essentially, like guys
fucking around.
Yeah, we're fucking around, dude. These people are taking dogs so seriously.
Yeah.
And like,
it's a fucking dog show. Yeah.
And I'm a dog lover. Like, I love dogs. So I was enjoying myself seeing all the breeds and like I was like wanting to learn. Right. And me and my buddy were standing there, and there was this dog. It was I don't know, fuck, it was a Great Dane. Was it a Great Dane? I don't know if I have Great Danes there. I don't know. The big ass dog.
Huge dogs.
Massive, it was a big dog. It doesn't matter. But the dog looked like he was he was having a good time and he wanted to play. So my buddy was like doing one of these numbers with the dog, like trying to excite the dog. And the guy that had the dog on the leash was like, "Don't do that to him. You'll ruin his day." And we're like, "What?" So it was that type of environment with a bunch of dudes that were just trying to have a good time, and like literally you would get called to so let me paint the scene for you. So it's like a turf mat, like a carpet basically. And that's where they like prance around with the dog. Yeah. And sometimes the dog would shit on that. Like they're in the middle of the prance, he would just stop and take a shit. And so they would call on the radio that they need someone to come get it. So like whoever was closest, there was like 27 rings in this big ass conference center. So whoever was closest is like, "Yo, I'm at 17. It's at 13. Like, I'm on it." So you would go. you would go and you would get there and like all these people are waiting for you to walk out there to like remove the shit and get it out of the carpet so that they could continue their dog show. So they're all just waiting
Like
and like
freezing for you to pick up the shit, just like
yes, dude.
everyone's on end.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my god.
And then you show up and it's not like a solid turd and it's like diarrhea. So you're running out of paper towels, bro, and you're literally calling for backup. You're like, yo, we got a steamer at 17. We need more paper towels, man. I'm out of paper towels. And then somebody else is like running across the conference center to come
Just everyone
help
just
you.
just
Dude,
just wiping that shit.
dude, I'm telling you, it was insane. Honestly, there should be a movie about it.
Yeah.
Or a TV
Again,
show.
that's minor leagues. And then you flip from there. That same guy, that Shane Greene, wiping up diarrhea shit on a carpet in Orlando, is pitching for the New York Yankees a couple years later. What was it like being called up and you're like, I'm pitching for the New York Yankees? Ichiro's in right field. Derek Jeter is that shortstop.
I was about to make a joke about picking up dog shit at the National Dog Show is more intimidating, but
yeah, honestly, you were built for that moment. You were built for that.
I've been training for that moment for a long time. No, it was crazy, man. Like coming through the minor leagues and you put the big leagues on like such a pedestal, and then on top of all of that, like it's not just the big leagues, it's the Yankees, and I got Derek Jeter playing shortstop, so it was insane to say the least. But I honestly felt like I handled it pretty well. Like I'm a pretty quiet person until I get comfortable for the most part. As I've gotten older, I've gotten better. But when I first got to the big leagues, like I didn't talk. I tell people all the time, like my rule for myself was if Jeter wasn't at his locker, I'm not allowed to be at my locker. Like go find some shit to do, kid. Like be seen, not heard, stay in your lane, and hopefully get a bunch of guys out. And that was kind of where I was at, So I got my work in. I was as quiet as I could possibly be. And then on game day, like lock it the fuck in. Let's go.
That's great, man. That's great. What do you remember from your first timeout?
Like my debut?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. The thing, like my most, so everybody's different, right? But for me, I don't remember much while I was out there. I didn't have a great one. So the things I do remember aren't great, but my biggest memories are when so the game, we were up by like 8 or 9 runs pretty early. CC started the game. It's in Fenway. My first time I got called up, I was there for 9 days and didn't pitch and then got sent down. So this was my second time getting called up. So the boys and the bullpen, like the veteran guys, they were hyping me up early because we were getting a lead early, and they're like, "Greenie, today's the day, baby. Let's go." Yeah. And so like it's the first inning and I'm already nervous. I'm like, today's actually the day. Like this shit's actually about to happen. Yeah. So I was super nervous going into it, and then they called down. Green's in the game. The boys are going crazy, hyping me up. So I start warming up. The bullpen in Fenway, you're like, the fans are like right behind you. Like if I fart, they throw up. Yeah. Like they're right there. I'm getting loose and I'm spraying balls. Like I got no clue where it's going. I throw my last 2 heaters off of the green pad behind the catcher, like he can't even catch it. The bullpen coach comes over with a bottle of water, opens it, slams it in my chest. It's like, take 2 deep breaths. Take 2 deep breaths and take a sip of it. So I'm like, oh, take some deep breaths, take a sip of it. By the time I finish drinking the water, the third out on the field has happened, and he's taking the water from me and slapping me in the ass and telling me to go get him. So my last 2 warm-up pitches hit the backstop, and now I'm running out in Fenway and pinstripes about to pitch. And I couldn't feel my legs. It was like an out-of-body experience. I get out there, walk the first guy, not exactly how you draw it up. Next guy hits a ground ball. I need to go watch this clip because my brain tells me that Jeter booted it, but it's Jeter, so there's no way he booted it.
No chance, right?
No. So I need to go watch because I've been doing a lot more podcasts lately, and obviously I tell this story and I keep saying he booted it, and he probably didn't, but Jeter booted it. So now we got first and third. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Then we go first pitch slider. McCann called the slider. I throw a slider. It looks like a cross up. He lifts it. Called strike. Run scores. So now I'm walking back to the mound. I'm walking back to the mound like, what's going on? Strikeout Shane Victorino, 2 more sliders, and then walk. They come and get me. Now I'm sitting on the bench in the dugout trying to figure out what's going on. And coach walks up to me and he's like, "Yo, I know that was your first time, but that can't happen." And I'm in my head, I'm like, bro, I don't even know what happened. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it was a special moment. Obviously, you only get one debut. You only do it once, first time once. And it was crazy. And I do need to go watch that clip to figure out if Cheats booted that ball or not.
I wish I would have looked that up. I wish
it was for sure a ground ball towards the shortstop area.
Yeah.
And I always say he booted it because it makes the story sound better.
Yeah. But maybe it's just your pitcher brain being like, it could have been a single right through that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that was a double play ball. I would love to see what it looks like.
Exactly.
I love that, man. Dude, I mean, you played obviously some stars. We're talking Ichiro, Derek Jeter was there, but then obviously you made your career, and I feel like you're very remembered as a Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
And you spent couple of seasons with a pretty heralded name who's retiring this season, Justin Verlander.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like being in the same clubhouse? What were some things that you saw from a guy like that?
So if I'm being 100% authentic, prior to me being a Tiger, I had kind of heard that he could be a douche, right? So I get along with everybody for the most part. But he was the complete opposite of a douche, in my opinion. Now, if you want me to be fully transparent, I think that sometimes super famous people come off as a douche because they're just tired of dealing with people's shit all the time. Like, they want to be a regular human. So maybe that's why. But he never did anything to me or around me that would make me think he was a douche. He actually treated me like I got nothing but good things to say about this guy. Obviously, he's one of the best pitchers of all time. His brother is an awesome person as well. But I'll tell you a quick story just to give you a little bit of insight on like who Justin is. So spring training, I forget what year it is. I'm still pretty young at this point. It's only like my second year there. I feel like a rookie still. I'm in the weight room and I'm working out, and I'll never forget, like I'm doing the ropes. So I'm like doing this. I got my headphones in, and I see the game's about to start outside. So I'm like kind of in a hurry to get out there. And I see Ver walk in, and I can tell he's about to come talk to me. And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh shit, And I take my headphones out, and I'm like, Ver, what do you got? And he's like, you want to go to the Bahamas? I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, what? He's like, you want to go to the Bahamas? We got off day tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, bro, how am I going to get there? He's like, me and Kate, we're taking a PJ in a few hours. You want to go? I'm like, if all I got to do is get on that plane, bro, yeah, but I got to go get my passport and shit. And he's like, all right, who else? He's like, who else should we take? And I'm like, I don't know. This feels like it's your thing.
Yeah.
So long story short, went and got the passport, got on a PJ with Ver and Kate, and Daniel Norris came, and we went to the Bahamas and had the time of our life. We just went and chilled in the Bahamas, had a sick show dinner. The next day we just hung out all day, had another show dinner, and then flew back. So like, no douche is gonna do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how he got that rep. I don't know who he pissed off along the way, but he was awesome to me, man, and took care of me, taught me a lot. Even like when I made the All-Star game, he was there as an Astro, and like he kind of pulled me aside. We were having some adult beverages, but he kind of pulled me aside and like congratulated me, like, yo, you fucking did it, dude. You should be proud of yourself, that kind of thing. So he's like I said, been nothing but great, and
That's awesome.
I pray somehow, some way the Tigers get into the playoffs and Verlander does some miraculous Verlander thing that he would do and fucking not give up a run or something, and they go win it all because he deserves it.
Yeah, man. I mean, what a career he's put together. One of the absolute greats, at least of our lifetimes.
Dude,
that I can't speak for before that, but from ever since I've been a little kid, he's been a guy.
Yeah.
I
mean, when I was in the bullpen, so I was a starter my whole career, and then I went to the bullpen as like my second year as a Tiger, and you quickly learn why like guys like him are so important to a rotation or to a team. And it's not just because he gets a lot of outs without them scoring a lot of runs. It's more important that he just goes deep into every game.
Yeah.
Like as a reliever on Ver's day, only 2 guys are pitching a day. Like
That's crazy.
he's gonna go 6.
Yeah.
So we got 2 guys in the bullpen out of the 8 guys that need to be ready to go, and everybody else has an off day. So it's like it's tough to even really explain unless you live that life down there. But
A 162, a 162 season. What that does for your bullpen?
Yeah,
what that
like
does for the whole team.
Having a guy like him every 5th day, or like a Sale, where like he could give up 6 in the first, and he's still gonna go 6. Like this guy's just gonna go 6. It's a game changer, man.
Yeah, and it's just going off of that. It's kind of different in today's game now, especially because obviously you see the strikeouts become important for obvious reasons, right? You want strikeouts because guess what? If your strikeout numbers are good, when you're due to free agency and you're bargaining your deal, you're going to make more money. But what does that often lead to? A lot more pitches. And when that lot more pitches happen, how many starters are getting pulled after the 5th or even before the 5th? And what that does, obviously the workhorse, there's not a lot of them. There's not a ton of them in the bigs anymore that I can think of. Like Sandy Alcantara comes to mind, but there's not Tarek Skubal's a fantastic one. But it's just, it's harder to come by now.
Well, it's changed the dynamic of bullpen because now you need guys in the bullpen that can go multiple innings all the time. Yeah. So it's changed. Like back in the day, you had like 2 guys that would go multiple innings, and 1 guy was just the 5th starter that was from AAA, and he just happened to be in the big leagues now. And then right after he pitched, he would go to AAA, and they would call up the next guy, and he would kind of just sit there until he had to wear it, and that's just the way it was. But now you need like 3 or 4 guys in the bullpen that can wear it when they need to, and then you got 4, big boys, I guess, or more leverage guys, and then even then, like. I feel like there's not a whole lot of closers, like try to name 5 closers right now.
Yeah. It's
you
have your guys.
Miller. Yeah. Mason
Miller. You have
Miller.
your guys up there, but there's not a lot. Like, okay, name, like for a 500 team. If you're talking about maybe like the best teams in baseball, they got a guy. Most teams got a guy. But I'm a Cubs fan. And it's like, who's
your closer?
Right? It's Jacob Webb right now, today.
Yeah. I like Webber. I played with him in Atlanta. He's a good guy.
He's having a hell of a year. He's having a hell of a year. If you're not a Cubs fan, you would have no clue that he's the closer. But I know exactly what you're saying. It's just, especially in the bullpen in general, it's hard to have a guy because there's just so many different roles, and it depends on the managers how they use you. There's some guys who just use you as a stopgap, so you could come in the 8th inning. Like, hey, you're getting the 3 most important outs. They might not have to be in the 9th. With the game on the line up to it could literally be like, hey, it's the 7th inning, it's bases loaded, nobody out, we need you to end the game. Like, it really depends on how the manager is using you, and etc.
No doubt. It's like the Andrew Miller role, essentially.
Dude, in the Indian days, oh my gosh.
And I kind of had that role in Detroit for a little bit before I was a closer, and I tell people being a closer is fucking tough, obviously, because if you suck, the team loses. But the Andrew Miller role almost is harder because you're facing the 3, 4, 5 hole every time out. As a closer, you might face 7, 8, 9 for a month.
Yeah.
Situational. If you're the fireman and you're coming in where shit's hitting the fan in the 7th, you're facing the best hitter with guys on base every night.
He was a fucking dude. Andrew Miller.
That's a special talent right there, son.
Oh, and that 15 through 18 type of time, he was the guy from that weird angle and just upper 9s and just that fucking slider, man. He was gross.
Nasty.
He was nasty. But dude, let's give you a little something. In 2019 in the first half, or shoot, it wasn't 18 or 19. Sorry, no, it's 19. 2019. Yeah, baby. I was just testing you. 2019 in the first half, a 1-1-8 before he got traded. 22 saves at the break, buddy. Like, shit was going nice. That All-Star game, what do you remember from that experience?
The All-Star game, I was just going into it hoping I wasn't the guy that gave it up. You don't want to be the guy that gives it up in the All-Star game. So I was happy with my 3-3 down inning. my minimum batter space, I was extremely happy with. But the experience itself was awesome, like family and friends. But I want to touch on the stat thing because this is kind of a crazy thing that nobody talks about in the 19. So uh, I started off the year that year. I got 8 saves in the first 10 games. So the Tigers were 8-2 to start the
Yeah.
season. And when I got traded, we had 27 wins.
You had 22 saves. I saw the team. I looked at it. They had 47 wins that year.
Think about, we won 8 of the first 10 games. And then at the deadline, we had 27 wins. So we won
Every win was.
we won 19 games pretty much after the first week of the season to the deadline, which I don't know that math, but that's like once every 20 days.
Not good.
It was not good. So it was an absolute grind. But honestly, that year was some of the most fun we ever had. Like, we stunk, but we had a lot of fun. Like, we led the league in fun and losses.
Talk to me. I had one of my buddies, big Tigers fan, Peyton Knoll, just shouting out to him. I was like, hey, I got Shane Greene. What do you want to ask him? He says, who was your favorite teammate from those Tigers days?
Dude, it's a hard question to answer because I have lifelong friends from those days. But like, I'm telling you, we stunk. But like, the group that we had in the clubhouse, we were laughing and having so much fun all the time until the game started, and then everybody's pissed off because we stunk. But like, we're obviously trying to win. Like,
totally, yeah.
Trying to lose. But the group of dudes that we had in that locker room, man, it was from manager all the way down. Like, even Gardy was the man. Like, we had a lot of fun. We just weren't very good. We had everything it took to be good. We just didn't score more runs than the other team very much.
Hey, but every win you had, you guys had to have been up by less than 3 because old Shane Greene was coming into that game closing, shut that shit down, man.
It worked out well for my save situations.
That's great. Now tell me this: is this true? I saw your video on this. Were you butt naked when you were traded?
And bent over.
Talk to me, man.
I just got out of the shower. I was at my locker, literally bent over, drying my ankles. And I saw, like, I'm looking at the ground and I could see like shoes coming. So I looked up and he literally said, like, I think you can guess why I'm here. And I'm like, yeah, I got a good idea, but let me put some shorts on. I'll be right there. And I threw some shorts on and went around the corner, and he handed me the phone, and Avila was on the phone, and he told me I just got traded.
What was that like? That whole experience getting traded?
So I had gotten traded in the offseason from the Yankees to the Tigers, which was like super easy, simple. It's off season. You're just gonna go be the new kid at the high school, but everybody's kind of new during spring training, so you're still kind of like figuring that. Mid-season trade, you talked about. What did I have? A 1-1. I had a 1-1-9.
1-1-8, yeah.
1-1-8 at the deadline, and then I think 10 days later I had like a 4-3. I gave up like 10 runs in 5 seconds as a Brave, and
first impression.
Lost the closing role, the whole shebang. And then went on another roll and had, like, I forget how many scores. The year ended up being good, but like, it just goes to show you things can turn quickly. And the end season stuff, and I was talking about this when they traded Skubal and Mize, because as a hitter, it's not that big of a difference because you're getting in the box and you're just facing the pitcher. But as a pitcher, the guy behind the plate that you've had a relationship with for the last however many years, even if it's only this year, the last however many months, is no longer the guy behind the plate.
Totally.
So your relationship, like, it's a different now. It's different now also because the analytics is more involved in, like, the pitch calling and the scouting reports and whatever. But there's still a relationship factor between you and the guy you're throwing the ball to.
Totally.
So getting thrown into the fire of a playoff run and getting thrown into the fire of a playoff run with the guy behind the plate doesn't know you and you don't know him, and it's like you're trying to learn how to dance together in front of the whole world. And if you fuck up this dance, the whole city's pissed at you.
Yeah. In the second half, when you're making a playoff push,
So it's a crazy dynamic that it's not talked about enough. And at the deadline, I think like if I was ever a general manager, I would try to get a hitter before I tried to get an arm because of that.
Interesting.
Unless the catcher that I have has a past relationship with that arm, or if the catcher that I have has a past relationship with maybe the fourth best pitcher on the tier that's
Yeah.
available, I'm gonna go after that relationship guy before I go after the big dick because I think that it's a hard transition. I mean, Scooble's going to be Scooble, but you've seen
Yeah.
he had like I say he scuffled. He gave up 3 fucking runs, but
Well, he was
like
talking about, and to your point, he was talking because I think the Tigers either DFA'd or got rid of Jake Rogers, and he was
yeah,
emotional talking about it because he's like, "Hey,
yeah,
like that's my
his guy,
guy."
man. That's his guy. He's been going to war with him. Like that's your guy. So I think that that's a weird dynamic that doesn't get
I never
exposed
thought
enough
about that.
or talked about enough, but it's a thing, man.
Hey man, and that's what that's why I love the videos that you're bringing out there and you're talking about because it's and I love ball more than the
Yeah.
average person and even the more insane baseball fan.
Yeah.
But these are the things that most people aren't really thinking about, but you see it from your perspective, being a guy who's been there, done that.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
really
sure.
interesting part about what you bring to social media and what you bring just with your insight, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I got a couple of. I'm gonna start here. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. I hate to. You've been self-deprecating yourself a little bit, so I don't want to keep going on some of these funny ones that like I just gotta ask a little bit. I'll tread lightly here. I'll tread lightly. There's only 3 players to take you deep twice in your career. Can you name them?
Trout.
If you need hints, let me know.
No. Brian Dozier.
Nope.
Miguel Sano.
Nope.
It's got to be a twin.
That is a twin.
It's a
And
twin.
I could give you a hint because he is. Okay, I'll let you kind of go unless you want it. I'll say he is very prevalent in social media today.
Is it Trevor Plouffe?
Trevor Plouffe.
He clipped me twice.
Clipped you twice. He was 5 for 10. 5 for 10 against you with 2.
Dude, you know what's funny about that?
2 Ks though.
Is he had a clip that kind of sparked my social media because people were tagging me in it because he was talking about me out of nowhere. And he was basically he low-key gave me a compliment because he was saying I was nasty, but he raked off of me. So like it was a backhanded, like I used to smack his shit, but he was pretty good kind of thing. But I should have guessed him off rip, but I knew it was gonna be a twin. I feel like I always kind of struggled against the Twins, or at least in Minnesota, I felt like it was always a grind.
Kind of a bandbox.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to run it out there.
And then third one, Nelson Cruz.
Nope. That'd be the opposite. You did pretty good against Nelson.
Yeah, but I knew his last AB, he clipped me over the batter's eye.
He did clip you.
Detroit.
You got 6 punchies and 15 at bats off him though.
Well, I gave him the hat trick as a rookie.
There we go, Shane. There we go. We go. Let's talk.
Yeah. Let's go.
What are these? What are these? All right, one more guy. I'd say he'd be most known for his time with the Mariners.
I have no idea. Was he a Mariner when he did it? No.
Let's see. It was 2017, 2018. His initials are MH.
MH? Righty or lefty?
Righty. First name is Mitch.
Haniger?
Mitch Haniger.
Dude, he had a walk-off against me, I think, in Seattle. What's crazy is you would think this is why analytics is
3 people, dude.
This is why analytics is so stupid because they wouldn't let me face lefties, but everybody that hit 2 homers off me is right-handed.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? So
and there's got to be some feel. And like, I think we're at a really interesting point in baseball. Just kind of what you're talking about. You know, there's this, it's a crazy game that managers have to play because they have to deal with just a fuck ton of information, but then be able to like.
It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much at some point. It's like you got to have this like this in between. Because like, of course, I would be stupid to be like, hey, the numbers don't matter. Like, of course, you have to take what it is. But like, there's so much more context to baseball than it is just this said number.
if you've seen a lot of high level baseball, sometimes what you're saying can matter a little more than what the paper's telling you. But that's just my opinion. But you have to have seen a lot.
Totally. Totally. That's where there's a mix, because there's some things that you're seeing that you're feeling that could be, skewed with some analytics. But like when a guy's on a tear and he's been hitting the ball the last week, just crushing it, it's like, do you think, oh, he can't see lefty because in his career he's batting 220 against lefties? It's like, that's the career context. It's not the context of the exact moment. Like and that's speaking as a hitter perspective. But, when I talk to a lot of guys that have had a platoon in their career, because they're like,
you gotta
how am I going to be good against lefties if I don't ever see lefties?
100%. You got to ride the wave. If you're hot, you play. If you're cold, you play smart, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's how we have to play. No, another thing that I have to talk about with you or seeing the videos that you've been posting is with the Dodgers and talking. Yeah. Are the Dodgers ruining baseball? I know we've seen a lot of clips, but maybe some of the audience hasn't seen what you've been talking about. I got to ask you, what do you think about what's going on in Los Angeles with the Dodgers in the scape of baseball right now?
So let's take away money. Okay, I've been in a lot of clubhouses, pretty big organizations, all of them. And if I had to rank which ones did it the best, I would rank the Dodgers number one. In one of my videos, I talk about it, but when I became a Dodger, I was a Dodger for 5 minutes, and they sat me down and told me I'd been tipping my slider for 3 years. And I'm like, whoa, imagine if I wasn't tipping my slider, or like, were you the only guys that knew? Because I was just dominating before, like, they're talking about 18, 19, and 20, and 19 and 20 were my two best years. I just dominated. You just talked about I was an all-star. So were the Dodgers the only team that knew? And if they were the only team that knew, that means they're doing something way better than everybody else, right? So like that alone right away, I'm like, okay, what do we got going on over here? And then after my first outing, I was in the food room eating, and somebody came up to me with 2 pictures and was like, this is what you looked like throwing your fastball tonight, and this is what it looked like throwing your changeup tonight. And I'm like, what the fuck? So it's like, if you this is why in the playoffs they're always going to be the team to beat, because if you are doing anything that's giving them an edge, they will have the edge. And it's not cheating, because they're doing their homework.
Yeah.
So they're just, and then even like the scouting reports, and if you look at their bullpen every year, everybody in their bullpen has a 2. Like, they never really have a guy that's having a bad year, because they give their arms the best chance for success, because they won't let you face guys that you shouldn't be facing based off of your like analytics compared to their shit. Like it's like all the teams,
yeah,
like all the teams have the same numbers, but the Dodgers are using them the best, I think, and they're also translating them to the player the best. Like, I feel like I told them, like, I don't level up a lot of information specifically because I'm an overthinker, but if you got like outliers, I should know that. Like, if I shouldn't throw this person this pitch, let me know so I can stay away from that. And like, they can do it that way. There are teams that can't do it necessarily that way. So, in my opinion, they do it the best. If they're doing it the best, they're probably going to have the best product. If you have the best product, you can charge the most money for the product, which then you're going to make more money because you have the best product. And if you're making more money because you have the best product, you can spend more money to make sure you always have the best product.
And it keeps going and going and going, and here we are.
Yeah, to me, it feels like that's what they're doing. Now, everybody got mad at me and was talking about deferred money and this, that, and the other. And like, honestly, I can't figure that part out. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you defer money 10 years from now and then you want to sell the team next year, like, what happens? How's that work?
We're not lawyers.
Yeah, I'm a ball player.
Yeah, we're not lawyers.
I just do throwing a baseball my whole life. I don't know how any of this other stuff works, but so I don't quite understand the deferred money. But if they're doing it, somebody else can do it.
Bobby Bonilla Day. We talk about it all the time. It's a different contract from years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Before we were playing ball, or before we were even alive, basically.
100%.
It's been around. It's just like what you're saying. I think with the Dodgers, you can't just look at one thing and be like,
Yeah.
it's just money. It's not
Yeah.
just money.
No,
it's
it's
all
everything.
of these areas. Like, yes, money, of course, helps them. But, like, they traded away 2 of their top 100 prospects this last deadline. They still have the tie for the most top 100 prospects. So they've got development down. If you look at the early Dodgers teams, Bellinger, Seager, all of these guys, homegrown guys within their system, and then they go, and then, yes, it's a machine.
The ecosystem that they have, the machine that they have, they run it really, really, really well. And the people over there, in my opinion, in my experience, they're awesome human beings too. Like they treat you like a human being. Like the environment is just, out of everywhere I've been, it was the best. They're obviously really good at baseball. I also think that them being a villain is good for baseball. They have a target on their back. So no matter who they're playing in the World Series, people are going to want to see the Dodgers lose versus wanting to see their team win. And that's going to add more eyes. So I think it's good for baseball personally, but it's easy to make. I could also make a PowerPoint presentation saying that what they're doing is ruining baseball, but my opinion is that it's not.
Well, just think about it from a consumer point of view, like exactly what you're saying. Like, they're the villain. So, because that's the thing. It's like, people, you'll ask them, like, what would you rather have? Oh, like I would love a Brewers-Rays World Series. You say that, but if that would happen, the ratings for that game and the viewers on that would be a quarter of what it would be if just the Dodgers were in it. Want to know why? Just like you said, you want to watch them lose. The fans want to watch them lose. So you're going to watch.
What would Avengers be without Thanos?
Right? Right? They're Thanos, right? They're Thanos, and like everyone wants to watch, because even people who don't give a shit about baseball know that they want to root against the Dodgers.
100%.
So what does that tell you?
And
is that good for baseball or bad for baseball? People who don't give a shit, no.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, again, it could be better for baseball. I
exactly.
think now if I'm a Pirates fan, like I want to keep my players. I want to be able to afford some players, but like, again, if you have a better product and then people talk about the market thing, and in my head, again, I'm just a ball player. I'm just spitballing here, but it feels like pretty good play for them was to just spend all the money that they could on 2 or 3 of the top Japanese players, and now you have the entire Japanese market.
Pretty cheap this offseason. All of them have more than 20 homers.
Yeah, pretty quick way to become a big market team is by tapping into another market. So again, I'm just a ball player, and I don't know the logistics, and I don't know the books, and I don't know nothing. All I know is how to grip a slider,
grab ball and throw a ball. Yeah,
throw it pretty good.
I feel like that's selling yourself short, though, man. I mean, like, you live around the game, you see enough of it, and like you start understanding it on a deeper level. But I think what I just saw, so they just approved, the owners, and they put out that they would be good with a $171 million floor. So I went and looked at the payrolls that are going on right now in 2026. Half of the teams in the Major League of Baseball don't have a salary at over that. So you're saying that that the teams right now have accepted that they are not spending as much as they are willing to spend. So you don't tell me that the problem is the Dodgers. Yes, are the Dodgers part of the problem? Absolutely. But if half of the league is not spending as much as they know that they should be able to and are able to afford, what does that tell you?
Well, I think that again, I'm just a ball player, and now we're in the trenches now. But I think that's probably them agreeing to higher pay for league minimum, because that's going to naturally bring the floor up. But I think that this goes back to the Dodgers being the best, is owners are scared to sign players for a lot of money because you don't always know what you're going to get. And I'm not the guy to talk shit about players, but if I was an owner who signed somebody for 12 years and they're hurt for 8 of them.
The Miguel Cabreras, the Albert Pujols's type of deals where you sign them for until they're 42, knowing that the back 5 years are going to be bad.
Yeah, so that's bad. That's bad business, right? So if you're not good at evaluating players and projecting the type of player you're going to get, or being good at making sure that they're healthy based off of having the best trainers and strength coaches and food provided, right? Like, again, this all goes back to just being better. If you can't control that very well, then you definitely shouldn't pay guys too much money, because you can just pay someone league minimum or a little bit over to hopefully get something close.
Yeah, overperform expectations. Yeah.
So like I'm just a ball player, but I get it. I understand why if you're not good at evaluating players, you should most definitely shy away from some big number players because you don't know what you're gonna get because you can't evaluate it. It's the same. I don't hit Pro V once because I know that they're gonna go in the trees. So I buy the cheap shit.
It's good business.
It's bad business if I'm buying Pro Vs. It's the same. It's the same.
Oh man, absolutely love it. Hey, if you're a commissioner for one day, what would be the number one thing that you would want to get done?
I would change the order in which they hit batting practice. And I've been saying this for years. The home team should hit batting practice second so that they can be home with their family while at home for longer. And I don't know if that's even a commissioner thing or if that's just like a team can do that right now because they get to make the schedule. And that's another like baseball's America's pastime, but they're stuck in the past kind of thing. It doesn't make sense to me that when you're at home, you have to get to the field earlier than when you're not. Feels like when you're at home, you should have your players spend more time at home with their family.
The benefits of being home.
Yes, that's home field advantage, literally. And then I've heard because I've brought this up in clubhouses even, and I've heard arguments that like, oh, the fans want to see the team that's in town. They don't want to see the same guys hitting BP every day. And I'm like, well, then get to the field a little earlier and you can see the different guys. But why wouldn't you want to see, if I'm a Braves fan and I'm going to a Braves game, why wouldn't I want to see Ronald Acuna hitting batting practice?
Right.
I don't understand. Like,
yeah,
cool. It would be cool to see Tatis hit, but like, I'm a Braves fan.
Yeah.
So I don't fully understand that argument. And then the other argument is like, when you're at home, like there's more amenities at the stadium for the players, which I agree with. It makes more sense. But at the same time, like if you want to get there early, you can.
Yeah.
But if you need or want to be with the kids because you've been gone for a week, you can, so that's what I was saying.
It's 162. Yeah. And I think that's another thing I feel a lot of fans don't really feel and understand. Is the 162 and you're away from family, away from friends, miss out on a lot of life. So it's like when you're home, it would be nice to be home.
Yeah.
And 100%. I think that's very valuable, man. Hey, Shane, you're the fucking man, dude. I appreciate you spending damn near a whole hour with me just yapping, yucking some ball and some life, man. I really appreciate your time. Any final words?
Appreciate it. Keep fighting. Follow for more. Love you.
Hell yeah. Dude, thanks again, guys. Make sure you go follow us on Spotify. Subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. I will be back again on Monday with Bryce, Hall of Very Good guy. Hall of Pretty Good. Sorry, not Hall of Very Good. Hall of Pretty Good on Monday. But make sure you guys follow Shane on socials, on Insta, on YouTube, all of the good stuff. He's got great stuff talking youth baseball, talking current baseball, all the fun stuff from a 10-year big league vet. Pretty cool, guys. Make sure you give him a follow. But until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.